Warning, this is a horror game and it is not intended for all audiences. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as parallax effects that on rare occasions have caused motion sickness in players. Watch with care and enjoy the video. Hello everybody and welcome back to Slay the Princess. We're back on part 9 now, I believe. I'm so glad that you guys have been enjoying the videos lately. It's getting a little trickier to find new stuff that we haven't found before. Figuring out where the paths split from each other and how to get to them. But we are making progress nonetheless. I did want to pop into the Memories tab here again, just to see some of the things we found so far now. We have found the spaces between now, as well as the damsel and happily ever after. As you can see, there are still plenty left, although that doesn't necessarily make them ones we haven't found, because it definitely doesn't show ones we got before the update. For example, we'd already gotten the Wraith, but we ended up rerunning into her previously, so there are a number of things as well. It does look like you can kind of read the descriptions to help you figure out how to get to them all. For example, this is one that we've already done before, I believe. Slay her without a moment's hesitation would be one that I'm pretty sure we've already done. So, if you're looking for ways to get to them and can't, we might end up having to check some of those out if I can't start finding more of the paths ourselves. But let's go ahead and continue where
You're
we
on a
left
path
off.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So I will be skipping through a lot of the early dialogue that we've already had before. Also sorry for not changing the screen over here sooner, but it's all good. So let's see. I think I have a plan of where I want to take us for this one, so we'll see how that goes.
You're here to slay her.
Okay. Does auto just... Okay, auto I think just takes me to the nearest thing of dialogue. Let's see. Let's do a
While
little
I
bit
appreciate
of
the mental
questioning.
exercise, we are running up against a...
Skip. There we go. Let's go ahead and just make our way to the cabin here.
You make your way up the short path.
My plan this time around is I'm going to leave the knife, but I'm still going to go down the route of
The
slaying
interior
her
of the cabin is almost
and
entirely
see
bare.
what that changes.
The
Because I
air
looked
is
back.
stale and musty, and the floor...
I'm talking narrator. I looked back at some of the other videos. I don't think I've done quite that. So basically I want to enter, have her be nice and not aggressive, and then try to like turn around and go, yep, nope, we gotta slay her, and see what that changes.
The door to the basement...
Just hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
Let's see what we've got.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
We're gonna find out.
I'm begging you to stay focused.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
That's not entirely the goal, but let's just hold on.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. So we stepped closer. I was like, I didn't mean to click. I didn't think it was gonna have something happen there. Okay. I know we've asked some of this. Maybe not. I don't know if I recognize all of these questions. Okay. Let's go. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, would have been eating or drinking.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
No,
okay,
because
but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
the narrator would normally jump on every opportunity to see, like, see, this is proof that she's evil, but now she's like, now he's like agreeing. It's like, that's not relevant. Okay. I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Okay.
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You
think
have
so?
all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
I mean, she didn't exactly come up with anything. Retrieve the blade, go upstairs without saying another word. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
Or she's
She
just...
knows what she'd do.
Yeah.
She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Okay, that's what was happening. I did have auto on, so it was switching on its own while I didn't have time to talk. Okay, that's fixed. Now we have moments to pause and contemplate the universe. Yeah, she doesn't necessarily have an answer either because she's been down here forever and doesn't fucking have a clue, or because, you know, don't exactly want to tell me your evil plans.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
You'd think someone that really wants to get out of here wouldn't get all defensive like that. If you wanted to convince someone to let you out, I'm just saying.
It's not like you'd believe me.
You don't even know that. You've never met me. I've never met you. I'm trying to get a read here. I mean, that's not entirely the point because I have a set plan, but you don't know that. Okay, sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up. It isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world. To the blade.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me?
Well, there's our switch.
You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get.
This'll be fine.
But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Yeah, I mean, that checks out.
Slip these chains? She can't, right?
She has.
She needed
Several
our help to
times.
get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
And now we gotta go back down the stairs to our doom.
Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
Exactly. We're just saving the world.
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
And it's a lot darker down here.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Oh, that too, I suppose. I think we got up on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over, or let's finish? Hello?
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
I don't know where closer is. I only see your hand on the ground. Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
Nope.
Where is she?
Is the window kind of wiggly? I guess the whole room's wiggly. I guess I just never noticed that before. I just can more distinctly see it on the window. The way it like ripples. Investigate the arm or close the door behind you. Let's close. Yeah, turn our back on her. Sure, close the door behind you.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
So probably not, just our luck, but you know. Let's see, investigate the arm, come on out, or I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
Yeah, I guess you have a little bit more experience in that department, but hey, I've waited in a couple of playthroughs, so
You do your best to patiently wait her out.
she's got nothing but time,
But
dude.
eventually, exhaustion starts to set in.
Oh great, we're tired now.
Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Well, into the shadows we go now that we're tired, this is fine.
You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Owie.
The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back.
Well, gosh darn it.
This is the end, isn't it?
Yeah, it all goes dark and you die.
I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Well,
Everything goes dark, and you die.
yep. Okay. Oh, the beast. I don't think we've done the beast yet, so this is a good
You're
sign.
on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So what voice is in our head now?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. But I died.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
I mean, this is true, however.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Don't mind me.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here.
The hunted. Okay. Interesting.
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything.
Not wrong, we know
The
better
only
than that.
sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
We super know that's not true. Okay,
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at
just
least
want to hear the
version.
responses from the other voice to this.
You died last time, which probably only we did our best with the information we were given. And yet you still died, didn't you? So, great, congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Rude.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Now come on, we all know this woods looks different.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Always the question.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? All the more reason to keep our wits about us, should we even return to the cabin. We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead.
We love safe little holes somewhere.
You have to go to the cabin. If you don't slay the princess, she's going to end the world, which you're always going to be a part of, even if you're cowering in a hole. There's no escaping your responsibility here.
Hey, never judge the safety hole. Okay, let's go to the cabin. Let's see what we're working with this time.
A warning before you go any further.
As usual.
She will lie. She will cheat. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
A good question. We don't really know, huh?
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
You know better than that. She was not cornered last time.
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
Don't know how trustworthy our senses are around her either.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
The hunted doesn't trust anything, just like me. I relate to some of these voices far too much.
The interior of the cabin is
That's
ruinous and
barely a
dilapidated.
cabin.
It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
A termite eaten everything.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, it's a whole different cabin.
Very different. I wonder why. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't
Every time with
died,
him.
and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
I certainly have, thank you.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Okay, approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror and it's
You
gone.
reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Oh, it's a nice wall, thank you.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone.
I don't know if this is the scariest cabin that we've seen so far, but it's definitely pretty, concerning like this. Let's go ahead and take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Well, sometimes it's difficult to do all of that with the weapon. Alright, what are we working with for stairs?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes.
It sounds like either like water or fire? Like running water or crackling fire. There's some sort of extra sound happening here.
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
Uh-oh.
I can smell you.
Yeah, her senses are probably a little better than ours. Yeah.
She sounds almost feral.
Maybe it's the sound of her dragging bodies instead of, running water.
Impatient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
They're certainly not the only thing that occupies this strange underground wilderness. Princess, why do you have a tail now?
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
There's something right in front of us.
You see only a
Now
flash
she'd be
of the princess
anywhere.
before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her.
You'd think the chain would be a good indicator of where she is, but maybe not so much.
Remember, she's just a princess.
That's not correct anymore.
She is certainly not just a princess.
Yeah.
You're not helping.
You're not helping.
It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does.
Currently, she's hiding and we're in danger. Just standing here in the open.
Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
Hey! How's it going over here?
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
Hey, it's a very nice dagger, thank you. It only trembles a little bit.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright.
She's gone again!
The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
He would know. Hear the clinking, she's in chains again. We're fine. We weren't fine before. About to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you. We don't have to kill each other, you know that, right? Move.
You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess.
Yeah, I figured it was best to listen to the hunted on that one.
In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her.
Yeah, that chain's not doing anything. She's got full run of this room.
Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
Yeah. It's fine.
You whirl around to find her,
there she
and your
is.
gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
She can't get out. Don't worry about the stairs.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we
Neither
do?
can though, I guess. What if I helped you? Stop hiding, show yourself. Sent to kill you because you're a threat to the world. I'm starting to believe it's true.
Oh, for the love of... You've given up the game. Great. All that will do is hasten her victory.
Oh, as if she couldn't tell.
So many useless thoughts run through your head. Thinking, thinking, thinking. You'll never hurt me if you keep thinking.
Yeah, well, we're figuring it out. Stop hiding and show yourself.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
Well, I'm sorry. Allow me to just fix my eyes, I guess.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else.
be somewhere else
We're
is
on
a
the
good
back
idea. We can figure out getting on the front foot later, but take advantage of the back foot for now.
The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Okay. We don't have time to question. Play dead or stand still! We're just gonna hit her back when she strikes.
This isn't going to work. We're in her domain.
Successfully take the fight to a creature instead.
If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired.
Which is
we're
what's
going to
happened
slip
a
up.
ton.
We have to take a risk.
I end up waiting a lot in these scenarios, and then the character's just like, now I'm tired.
As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, you tighten her grip on the blade and lash out. It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you.
Her arm looks more like ours now. Interesting.
You're sent sprawling and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness.
Right, what? You're such an interesting combination of animals.
Look at that! We wounded her,
For now.
and she wounded us. Bad trade.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
I mean, we've done something, right?
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery.
Yeah.
You collapse to the floor, and she wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught.
Rip headphone users. Have fun with that one.
By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed, blood rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor.
Well, heck. She's covered in our feathers, too.
The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was.
Ooh.
Do better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Devour. Dead. It doesn't count.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
As we do. The den. Oh, I'm so glad this is a full new path. I'm glad we didn't accidentally loop into
You're
another.
on a path in the
Yeah, we are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her head on and we're winning.
Hi! Voice of the stubborn. And we are not in a path in the woods, we're in a path in the jungle.
You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly. She didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger?
I mean... Yeah, I don't know.
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you.
I mean, we fought back, and then we died.
Great. So you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done.
We've been here several times.
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out.
Good luck with that.
And how do you intend to do that?
It's a good question. How do you?
We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows.
Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just gonna let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we?
We tend to, Hero. We tend to. You're right.
He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
All right, stubborn. Rein it in. Okay, path is different. What's the plan? What's the plan?
Like I said, we're going to fight her.
Cool. Did that. What's the plan?
But we're so small.
Not helping.
We don't actually know how big she is. We just know she wants us to think she's big. And if she's going to treat us like prey again, then she is sorely underestimating us. One good wallop, that's all we need to put her on the defensive.
Okay. You're underestimating her now. Neither of those are good options. Okay, path's different.
Ground is ground. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. We'll adapt.
Okay. Adapting is good. That's productive.
If it looks different, that's because the situation has started to spiral out of everyone's control. So please, disavow yourself of the notion that you can just come back here and fix this place if you manage to make a mess before that line of thinking leaves you yet another world in ruin.
Yeah, I probably should stop leaving worlds in ruin, but you know.
Though, as evidenced by you dying twice, it's safe to assume the fates of the worlds you've left behind don't concern you very much.
Okay, I mean, I tried last time. I didn't try the first time, but I tried last time.
Consider this your last opportunity to make things right. For you and for the rest of existence. But especially for you.
We don't need your pep talk. I'll make sure we pull this off.
Okay, Alright, well, proceed to the cabin.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
Dude, look at the shapes! Cabin in a ledge.
We've already been over the plan.
What plan? Someone fill me and I'd love to go over it.
I'm not sure that use violence counts as a plan.
Thank you.
It's a better plan than you had last time.
Last time the plan was violence and it didn't work, so...
I don't like this, but I'll try to keep us breathing.
Yep, you do that. We've needed someone in charge of that in the past. Alright, on we go.
The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all.
Barely a cabin.
The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade. Even if it's not a very big one.
Great. That mirror's back. And it's where the door is supposed to be. What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement.
Yep, that's all we see, isn't it?
He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us.
Hunting's really creeping me out a little bit.
If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it.
Yes,
Blade.
take the steel claw.
Steel claw.
You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I don't like how you said that. Said that kind of creepy.
Good. One step closer to ending this.
Alright, approach the mirror.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
You heard him. Stop hesitating and smash that antique.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually.
Ah, yes, it's our mind. How dare, I'm sorry.
It went away after we reached out to it last time. Might as well try wiping it clean again. What's the harm? You bring your fist crashing down into the open hole leading to the basement, throwing yourself off balance and tumbling headlong into the pitch black.
Oops. Yep, alright. Guess we're doing that now.
If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend.
Oh, this is safe.
It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety.
There's no voice left, is there?
Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Let's listen to the hunted and maybe just quietly.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
Oh, we are super exposed. There is nowhere to hide. Except in the shadows.
It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is.
Do we? I guess straight ahead, but like, she can super see us. Into the shadows, ready to fight.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement.
It's so weird that it's so quiet. I'm so used to like sassy interactions.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows.
What are you now?
You're quick to react, swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils, stunned for a brief moment.
Yeah, there's not even a person left in there.
See? I told you. We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too. She'll doubt her every move now.
What the heck are you?
Her gleaming eyes watch you from the shadows, unblinking. There's fear in them now, but it is a fear wreathed in fury. And beneath it all lurks something far more primal.
Almost looks sad again.
Hunger.
Or desperate.
Yes, she knows your strength now, and she wishes to devour it. How unseemly.
I'd like to see her try.
The princess lunges with even more ferocity than before. Both voices were right. Within that ferocity there is the clumsiness of doubt, a chaotic dance between impulse and restraint.
Just gotta find the right opening.
Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects, each small shift in your favor a major victory that swells your confidence.
Ah, no, don't get overconfident. That's how you get cocky and die. I love how the crown has turned into, like, horns instead.
And yet, For all the wounds you've managed to inflict upon her, you remain at a stalemate. And then you start to lose ground. While your body slows, hers quickens, her wounds mending as she licks the blood of her prey from her dripping maw.
That's not fair. I can't auto heal.
So she really can devour our strength. Can we do something like that? All these wounds are starting to add up.
Can we?
Nah, screw that. We're not stooping to her level. We'll just have to give this our all, end it in one final hit.
But, like, can we?
We die if we do that. We have to make ourselves like her. We have to embrace instinct. She shifts towards you, her bloody grin shining in the dark. And then you see it. Your opening.
Take it. Put her down like the mindless beast she is.
Take the opening, strike at her heart, or embrace instinct. Fuck it.
You hurl yourself towards the princess's body, carving into her not with steel, but instead with tooth and claw. You are a blur of bloodied things that tear and rend.
I was gonna say, we're not exactly just a human either, so...
Yes. Yes. We are not prey. We are more. The princess howls in fear and outrage as you peel away a chunk of her flesh. But as the bloody meat slides down your throat, you feel invigorated. Your wounds burn less. You feel faster, more responsive.
This is probably fine.
Again, the more we take of her, the less she will be able to take of us.
This is gonna definitely bite us in the ass.
There is no time to rest if you're to do this right. She tries to bat you away with her massive paw, but as it smashes into your ribs, you clamp your teeth around the limb. You give her no time to react before snapping it from its joint.
Ow!
The princess pulls back in pained shock as you crunch through bone, devouring the arm that was part of her. It's part of you now. Your wounds heal.
Ugh. Should've just stabbed her.
That's disgusting. I don't want to do that.
Well, you're not giving as much input as the other two are.
You were the one who asked if we could do this, and if it means we win, well, we have to win. Victory demands we do whatever it takes to claim it.
You were the one that said not to give in to this, sir. So...
I didn't think it would be so dehumanizing.
Of course it was gonna be. It's kind of the point.
But we feel bigger than her now, don't we?
Hunted, you're getting that concerning voice added in there.
The feeling doesn't linger. As you choke down the last of her severed arm, she lunges, taking advantage of the distraction. In a frenzied flash of blood and feathers, she rips into your side, swallowing another piece of you.
We can both do it, it's just gonna keep going on like this.
Weakness returns. Her arm starts to mend itself, fresh claws sprouting from developing flesh. We can't be small again. We have to take more. We have to take it now. You descend upon her again, jaws gnashing, desperate to regain your power. You both lose yourself in the rhythm of the piece. You devouring her, and she devouring you, mending and bleeding and consuming in an endless cycle, on and on and on.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured was about to happen, is that this was just gonna keep going hit for hit.
Come on, just one more bite, then we'll have her right where we want her.
Am I really the only one who's not on board with this? I'm gonna be sick.
Hey, now you did ask initially. You started us down this path.
The more you consume, the more the lines that differentiate you and her begin to blur.
Yeah.
The flesh of your body's twisting into warped reflections of what you swallow. You have to snap out of this. You can't destroy her if you lose sight of yourself.
Can't destroy her if we hesitate either.
We are the predator now. There is nothing to do but embrace our true nature.
But words fade into hollow vibrations as you and she continue to tear at each other in the darkness. There are no beginnings. There are no endings. There are no moments of calm. There is only savage violence.
And it fades away.
Did you say no endings?
Huh. But he doesn't respond. He's gone.
But how are we supposed to know if we won?
There are no winners here.
We have won. We'll never die so long as we keep eating. We can be forever.
But you and she are separated, your flesh ripped from where it joins together before forever can come to pass. You lock eyes. You see a new emotion there. Shame. What have we done? They ask. Yeah, we really fucked ourselves up a little bit there, didn't we? You don't get the opportunity to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go?
Embrace instinct
Should we
in a
try
dark
and find
den.
her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
There's nothing to find. It's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Never really explained why the voices start freaking out to this stuff.
Death. Real death.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a reason to freak out.
Screw that. This can't be the end. It just can't.
Sorry, stubborn. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. Mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. Well, at least our arm's back to normal. That's nice. You've grown. You know, I mean, aside from that. Still like big Mothman energy, you know? Fluffy, almost like the moth antennae, and then the big wings. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. We did that. You were at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Sorry that this is what I brought you after the lovely thing I brought you last time.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Okay. Don't think there's anything. Go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? No, why not?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Okay. Don't think... I don't think there's anything else I need to ask about that we really haven't covered before. Alright, ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
we will meet again.
That sound is a jump scare every time. Bring the den to her.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Oh, well, there we go. Man, I do not know where I'm gonna take us the next time that we do this. I'm really gonna have to think on, like, the paths I can take between now and the next recording I do. I do want to look and see the little... we just saved, so we're good. I want to see the new memory that's available in here now, what it looks like. Aw, they look so cute! The beast, softness cornered turns to viciousness. The den, a creature's lair. Such a cool outcome. And what an adorable little murder beast it is, isn't it? Okay. Well, I do believe from there, we are gonna go ahead and wrap things up until the next recording. I am loving coming back to this game so much. It's such a fun game to play, so I'm glad that you guys seem to be enjoying it as well. Let me know what you guys have been thinking. What did you think of this one specifically? Definitely one of those, like, you could play it so many different ways, and while the end outcome might end up with, like, bringing the same character to the mirror world, it definitely would still be interesting to see, like, the little variations. Like, I don't know if just outright lunging to kill the beast in the den would have changed the outcome, or if we would have brought her the same thing, you know? But it makes me curious. It's like, what would that bring? But we'll have to find out a different time, if ever. Like I said, I'm not really sure what we're gonna end up finding next time, but I always look forward to it. But until then, I hope that you all have an absolutely wonderful day, night, evening, whatever the absolute heck it may be for you. And I hope to see you all next time. Have a good one, you guys. Goodbye.